Alright, so July was a couple of months back, but at the end of September, I watched two movies that were released in July. It was Minions: The Rise of Gru and DC League of Super Pets, and I'm going to talk about them here. And of course, I did watch them in the end of September, but I was late getting started on the Halloween special, so I had to get kind of caught up on that. And because I don't have a single video to make for the Halloween special right now, I figured I would go ahead and give you guys this video. But with that said, please take a moment to subscribe, like button, hit the bell, and comment down below. Do you like Minions: The Rise of Gru or DC League of Super Pets? After this, I'm going to, most likely the next video will be Black Adam review, maybe even a Cobra Kai Season 5 review, because I'm pretty much caught up on the Halloween reviews for now, but it will either be Black Adam or Cobra Kai Season 5, and then I have a Black Adam ranking. I plan on ranking the Despicable Me movies whenever I get a chance, so stay tuned for all those videos. And with that said, we're going to talk about DC League of Super Pets first, because this is the one that I have the least stuff to say about. Now, the cast for DC League of Super Pets is really good. We got John Krasinski as Superman, we got freaking Keanu Reeves as Batman. What was this? Well, why? Why is Keanu Reeves Batman? But it was awesome. Then we get Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart as the two lead characters. They all got the chemistry, and the cast was easily the best part of this film. And then they also have their moments of interactions. Like, the movie was at its best when it was just the characters standing around talking, the interactions that the cast had with each other, and those were really the standout moments when I was like, oh, this is pretty solid. And especially the ending when all the pets got their humans, that was really heartfelt. And it's a dog movie, so of course it had to be some heartfelt at some moments, so all that really worked for me. The thing with this movie is, though, I don't necessarily find the superhero plot necessarily all that interesting. I really should have like this superhero plot, because I'm a massive fan of superheroes and superhero movies, but I didn't care much for the overall plot of the movie. Now basically the plot is there's this hedgehog, no, guinea pig, whatever, I think they make a couple hedgehog jokes in there, but there's this guinea pig that teams up with Lex Luthor and they try to rule the world, and there's a bunch of cool stuff. There's a bunch of nice Easter eggs for the DC universe. The thing is, I guess I must not have just been in the mood for this, because normally I would have come out of this one saying, yeah, that was really positive. But I came out of this one saying, yeah, it was cool when the characters were talking, but besides that, it didn't really work. And that to me is really disappointing, that it just didn't really spark my interest all that well. And like I said, it really worked when the characters and the cast had their time to shine, when there was DC Easter eggs, all that really worked. Just the main story and how it was executed wasn't all that great to me, and I didn't really even know what to say about this one. I've had this one in my mind for 3 weeks now, and I keep thinking about it, and I can't really name the specific problem why I didn't like this. Not even really the story. The problem is, I probably really just wasn't in the biggest mood to watch this one. But it's not a terrible movie. If I ever rewatch this one, it'll probably be better. Kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Maybe I wasn't in the mood to watch that one, but this is just one that when I left it, I just felt like, meh. I don't really know. I think I'd have to wait to rewatch it to give it my final score. I don't really know. It'll have to be either waiting until I rewatch it, or heck, I think I'll just give it a C+ now. I think the DC League of Super Pets is going to just solidly be a C+. Now let's talk about something that can actually fill up this video now that we got League of Super Pets out of the way, and that will be Minions: The Rise of Gru. And this is coming from a pretty big fan of the franchise. I've always loved the first two films. 3, it's okay. Minions, never really liked it. So going into this one, the franchise was basically at its lowest point. Illumination is spitting out all these movies that don't really, they're all mediocre. So I wasn't prepared to love this one, but I wasn't prepared to dislike it. I thought this would just be a middle of the road, and that's kind of what it was. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, I didn't feel strong opinions about it, but this one is also a film that I could talk more about than League of Super Pets, especially because I am a mega fan of this franchise. So, getting started, the cast here, obviously very good. Steve Carell is back in the mix. That definitely makes the film more interesting than it ever was in the first Minions, because we get Steve Carell and we get this basic plot of this League of Supervillains is looking for this item, and then the big bad villain kind of takes Gru under his wing, and we get this more basic plot with actual characters that can actually talk and that actually have feelings, and that is what really drives this movie home for me. There are also some cute moments. It's a basic story. Minions go after these supervillains, and it's cool. It's not great, it's not bad, it's cool. It's basically exactly what I would expect from a Minions Rise of Gru. Not as special as Despicable Me 1 or 2, but it's okay, yeah, because the Minions have these fun moments where they're with all these characters. They learn karate at one point. It's just a crazy movie that is definitely driven home with the center focus on Gru and the center focus on the story, whereas the first one was the Minions are looking for a bad guy, and then it's all reversing it, and the story feels so scrambled and so unnecessary that there's no real focus on that first Minions movie, and this one really did have that focus. With that said, having the focus, fixing all the problems of the first Minions movie, created more problems for the second one. And what I mean by that is this film breaks canon quite a bit, and as a fan of the franchise, the canon being broken here, I wasn't all that big of a fan of, because it just really didn't make sense. I mean, why wouldn't Gru mention a father figure to him if this character is such a father figure? No, let's just throw it in there. Okay, the Minions never used karate in the other movies. They learn it here. Never used that before. They used superpowers. I don't know. It breaks canon a lot. And I know, it's an animated movie franchise, Zach. Get over it, Zach. It's an animated family film that is made for kids. And yet, as a fan of the franchise, as a person who really enjoys Despicable Me 1 and 2 as two pretty great animated films, watching this film and seeing it kind of not follow a good enough, it doesn't really follow a good pattern, it doesn't keep the consistency of the franchise, it makes me sit back and go, it was fun. It was a fun watch, but it was pretty lazy. Because how lazy can you be if you have this franchise that has 4 films, and you make a film that just completely disregards those films, kind of like a standalone movie, but with these characters? That's pure laziness, and in a way, it feels like they made this other script, but then it doesn't feel like this made this other script. It just feels like it broke canon on purpose, because they didn't care. It was a simple cash grab, and it's just one of those basic animated movies. It's really nothing special. It's one of those movies, like, I'm going to compare it to the newest Hotel Transylvania. It was made for kids to sit down and shut up for 2 hours. That's what this film was. But for me, I don't feel like the first Despicable Me or the second Despicable Me was made like that. I feel like the rest of the films in the franchise were, where Illumination is like, alright, let's look at our franchises. Oh, we got Despicable Me here? Okay, we are going to milk the heck out of this. And whereas the first 2 movies had care, they had love, this movie did not. It had no care, it had no love, and it just completely disregarded the rest of the franchise. And sure, it can be a fun watch, the characters are entertaining, the film's overall entertaining, but when I sit down, when I think about this movie, it breaks canon, just ruins the structure of this franchise. They need to stop milking this. I'm just gonna come down, hands down. We need a Despicable Me 4 that brings the care back of 1 and 2, but no more Minions. Despicable Me 4, end it all. End of franchise. Quit milking this Illumination. Quit milking it. You got a good thing going. You got the Super Mario Bros. Movie coming. Don't ruin it by milking this awesome franchise. But yeah, for me, this wasn't the worst of the franchise, but I don't know. I feel like it's on the same level as Despicable Me 3, where it didn't feel like it had all that much care thrown into it. Overall, The Minions The Rise of Gru is a meh film. DC League of Super Pets was also a meh film, but I could definitely talk more about Minions The Rise of Gru than I can League of Super Pets. For Minions The Rise of Gru, I think I'm just gonna give it a B-. I don't want to put it in the C+ category, because I feel like that's when the movies start going to negative, and this was a fine movie. It just really bothers me that they break canon and don't really feel like they care. Alright, so that was my review for the DC League of Super Pets and for Minions: The Rise of Gru. I want to know, what do you guys think of both of these movies down below? Stay tuned soon because I have a Cobra Kai Season 5 review coming. I'm way late to the party, even though I watched it a while back, again, behind on the Halloween series for the Halloween special. But then we got Cobra Kai Season 5 coming, and then I'm seeing Black Adam tomorrow at 12:45, finally. And I'm so hyped to do that. So then I will have a Black Adam movie review and a DCEU ranking. So all those videos are coming. And thank you for watching this video. With that said, make sure to subscribe, join the Nerd Army. Peace out.